While fans might be still having a hard time accepting the fact that Henry Cavill will no longer play the role of Geralt after the third season of The Witcher, Netflix is already thinking about giving him an epic send-off. Fans of Henry's Geralt will get a chance to say bye-bye to the character in a very bittersweet way. Let's dive into the video and take a closer look. First off, Henry Cavill will receive an epic send-off in Season 3 of The Witcher. As sad as it is to lose Henry, it looks like Netflix plans on giving him a proper send-off in the show's third season. While talking to Entertainment Weekly, showrunner Lauren Hisrich said that Henry's given a lot to the show, and so they want to honor him properly. She continued that the big character turn for Geralt in the third season will be the fact that he's letting go of his neutrality, and instead, he's going to do whatever it takes to reach Ciri. And because of that, the writers felt like it was needed to give him a heroic send-off, even if that wasn't what they initially planned to do. When Geralt returns for the fourth season, it's going to be with a new mission in mind, and so he's going to be slightly different from the way we expect him to be. Considering it's going to be with an entirely new actor, that's the understatement of the century. It seems like Liam Hemsworth's Geralt will be definitely a bit different from Henry's. There will obviously be differences in their performances and appearance, and so it seems the writers are deciding to lean in on that fact and trying to overhaul and change Geralt's character a bit after the third season. Now, by giving him a new mission and possibly even a new outlook, it's clear that the Geralt we're getting after the third season isn't going to be the exact same as the one we're used to seeing. Next up, what'll Henry's heroic send-off be like? Hisrich continued that Time of Contempt, the fourth entry in Andrzej Sapkowski's Witcher novels series, will be what shapes Cavill's swan song. Now, if you're a fan of the book series and have read through it, you will definitely know what to expect when it comes to Geralt's epic moments in the third season. The showrunner also talked about the fact that the third season is going to be the closest thing they've ever done to a one-to-one adaptation of the books. She said the Time of Contempt gave them tons of moments to utilize, from epic and action-filled events to plot points and character development. There were also big revelations as to just who the big bad is supposed to be in the series. Because of just how much content there was in the fourth book, they were able to take major elements from it and translate them into the TV series. Fans who've been upset that the second season of The Witcher strayed too far away from the original book content will likely be happy to hear about this. Now, The Witcher's recently received tons of criticism because of rumors that the show's writers not only don't like, but also actively mock the source material. Seems like Netflix trying to make it clear to everyone that the original novels still play a big role in the writing department. That might be a way to win back their audiences a bit. Plus, what does Henry's departure mean for the series? After the third season of The Witcher launches in the summer of 2023, he'll no longer be playing the role of Geralt, much to the dismay of fans all over the world. Though, for those who are still willing to continue watching the series with Liam's Geralt as the main character, it's been confirmed that The Witcher will be getting a fourth and a fifth season. While it's going to be a tough pill to swallow without Geralt, at the very least, the fact that the show hasn't been outright cancelled, that does provide some relief in these troubling times. That said, the news of Henry's departure is still sad, and we can see why so many fans were upset about it. Cavill just added a level of dark cynicism to the role, while still managing to offer a bit of the gentler side of Geralt, coupled with a great sense of humor. He seemed like the perfect package and was clearly the best man for the job. Now, following his departure, we think the ratings for the show are going to likely drop significantly. People were already not too happy with the second season, and considering the rumors that Henry didn't really leave the Witcher series in the best of terms, we're sure fans won't be looking too forward to supporting it anymore. Yeah, unfortunately for Liam, looks like he's going to get caught in the crossfire between the fans and the writers. Yeah, he's going to get an earful. It'll probably be the subject of some fan vitriol too, and regardless of how good or bad his performance is. Not to mention, could Henry ever return to the role? The initial hype surrounding the third season of The Witcher was quite high, but things have only gone downhill from there, especially now that we know it's going to be Henry's final season as Geralt. Now, Cavill had some major star power, and with him gone, that's definitely going to mean that Netflix's Witcher is going to lose a portion of their audience. Though, we can't help but wonder if Henry could ever return to the role. At this point, we're sure fans will accept him to play any role in the series, even if he's no longer going to stay on as Geralt. But considering Henry's departure is probably due to issues internally, seems that there's just too much bad blood between him and some people from the production for him to come back. And Hisrich said that we'll probably never get all the details and the reasons behind Henry's departure. Though, she clarified that there's still mutual respect between her and Cavill, so maybe there's a faint hint of hope. Maybe, possibly, a hint? More realistically speaking though, we think it's clear he's not going to return, especially considering just how much secrecy there is surrounding Henry's departure. Netflix's head of UCAN scripted series Peter Friedlander recently batted down rumors that Henry was coming back to The Witcher after Man of Steel 2 got cancelled. He still gave Cavill credit where it was due, but he made it clear that Hemsworth is going to be staying as Geralt in future episodes. Moving on, what was the real reason behind why Henry left? The truth is that fans will probably never know the full scoop behind Henry's departure. But one thing is clear, it wasn't exactly on the best of terms. According to rumors, Henry left the show due to the fact that the writers have continued to stray too far away from the source material. It's clear to just about everyone that Henry is a very passionate gamer. He's also a huge fan of the Witcher novels and the video games. And back in 2019, he even said that he spent a lot of time playing the games and reading the books. So in theory, Netflix's Witcher should have been his dream project. And at one point, it may even have been. The actor even stated at one point that he'd be willing to commit as many as 7 years to the role of Geralt. That showcases his sheer dedication to the role. But then, what happened? Well, as we said earlier, rumors seem to think that it's got to do with Henry just not being happy with the writing in the series. Especially as a huge fan of the source material, it probably made him feel terrible to be involved in a production that's completely disregarding it. And while we don't really know if there's any truth to the idea that the writers hate the source content and mock it, considering the quality of the recent Witcher stuff on Netflix, we wouldn't really be surprised if this was the case. Because of this, it makes sense why Henry wouldn't want to be involved with the show anymore. Now, we should also highlight, Henry's devotion to Geralt led to a major pay cut. It isn't really a secret how much Henry was making per episode of The Witcher. His paycheck for the first season was around $3.2 million. That meant he got paid around $400,000 per episode. Now, while that might sound like a lot, keep in mind that Henry is very much in demand, being an A-list Hollywood celebrity. Now, if you compare him with some other actors who are just as much in demand as the Superman actor, you'll see he wasn't paid nearly as much. Robert Downey Jr. recently starred in the TV series The Sympathizer, where he played the role of a villain. It's reported that RDJ made about $2 million per episode for the HBO Vietnam War thriller. Chris Pratt, another A-list celebrity, starred in the Terminal List show recently. He made about $1.5 million per episode. That really makes you wonder why Henry was alright with getting paid relatively much lower than he was worth, and the answer is quite clear. Cavill's a huge fan of the game and adores the Witcher books by Polish actor Andrzej Sapkowski. He was probably fine with getting a lower pay, even if it meant that he could portray Geralt on our screens. Now, the actor was most likely not in it for the money, but just because he was extremely devoted to the role and wanted to give us the best portrayal of Geralt possible. Finally, here's why this makes Henry's departure from the show even more heartbreaking. Seeing Henry's sheer enthusiasm and passion for his role in The Witcher makes it even more heartbreaking that he's now decided to leave it behind. It's clearly not a decision he made easily, considering he was looking forward to playing the character for at least the next half-decade. Now, that said, if there's any silver lining in all this, it's the fact that Cavill is now going to be starring in Amazon's Warhammer 40k series. And not just that, we may even get to see him in other projects, maybe in some Aegon the Conqueror-inspired Game of Thrones prequel series, maybe from HBO. Hey, the sky is really the limit, and hopefully he'll get paid appropriately this time around. Well, hey, that's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on Henry Cavill leaving The Witcher? Check out the comments below and add your own. Give this video a thumbs up, a big thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.